Okay guys, so I'm back with how to macro everything for, and this time I'll be doing a GPO macro basically. So there are a lot of people that say something like, oh, this black screen thingy, so I'm gonna try to use this image to add some new features basically. So I'm just gonna join a random server real quick, and I'm gonna show you how I get started about making a macro for GPO. Okay? Just join a random game real quick, I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I'm in the game itself, I'm gonna try to identify the fishing process first. So I'm just gonna go over here real quick and just like take a bunch of these fruits on the ground. Okay, am I gonna bother? Okay, so let me identify the fishing process. Step one is I will hold the rod. Okay, then I will hold. Okay, I'm just gonna write this down on a notepad somewhere. Okay, so in here, I'm just gonna create a new notepad real quick. I'm just gonna name it notepad or like process dot text or something. And I'm gonna identify the process here. So the first step is to hold the rod or select the rod. Okay. The second step would be to hold left click. Oh no, I gotta select the bait first. So I gotta click this point here. So I'm just gonna note it down. Click bait point once. I think. Click bait point. Basically select the bait. So select the rod, select the bait. And then the third thing I have to do is I have to hold left click. Hold left click, release left click. Okay, hold left click, release left click. Hold left click and then release left click. This is to cast the rod. Okay. And then the next thing I gotta do is I gotta wait for the fish. So wait for a bite. Could name that. Wait for a bite. Fish. And then I gotta play the minigame. So I'm just gonna screenshot this minigame real quick in different states, just so I can get something to work with. So wait for a bite and then play the minigame. Okay. So first off, let me identify how would I transition this whole process into code, okay? Or ask the AI to build it for me. So select the rod is very simple. To select the rod, I have to press 1 on the rod. But sometimes the rod is already selected, right? So if the rod is already selected, if I press 1 again, it will unselect the rod, which is the opposite of what I want. So to select the rod, what I have to do is I have to press any other key, 2, and then press 1. You know what I mean? Either that or I click another point, then I click the rod. So either click or press hotkey. So this time I'm gonna try click. So try click to unselect the rod, then select the rod. Okay, so unselect the rod like this, and then select the rod. So that's what I gotta do real quick. Now select the bait. Select the bait is very simple. When the rod is selected, I gotta click this point here. So I'm just gonna write here, click that one point. Okay, it's as simple as that. So just click this to select the bait. I would assume so. I don't know. So click that one point. So to hold left click and cast is even simpler. Move cursor to water. Okay. Hold left click. Release left click. Add configurable delay here. Okay, so wait for the bite. To wait for the bite, let's see what changes when I catch a fish. So right now I'm seeing this screen, and when I do catch a bite, I see this. When I catch a bite, I see all of this on the right of my screen, okay? So I can work with that. So I'm just going to take a few more screenshots real quick in different positions. There we go. So that's what I see. So when I wait for a bite, how I can identify that I have moved on from waiting is I've color match on the PNG, basically, on the area selected. Okay, and then play the minigame. To play the minigame, okay, now I have to identify how to play the minigame, okay? So this is actually the hard part. So let me just open up my screenshots folder real quick. Open up MS Paint. Okay, so right here I got a MS Paint folder with a bunch of images in it, or like a bunch of the game screenshots that I took just now. So I'm going to try to identify how would I automate this process, okay? So when the game first starts, in this state right here, let me just go find it real quick. In this state right here, waiting for bite, color match on the area select. So the moment I find this color and this color, both of these colors together, I would leave this waiting stage. Or maybe I could make it find the green color as well, okay? So to enter the fishing stage, I need to find a few colors, okay? So the first would be to find this green color, the line here. Another would be to find this white color. Another would be to find this blue color. And the last would be to find probably this color or this color here. Either color works. As long as I find a combination of these elements, I would know, hey, I'm fishing, okay? So that's how I would start. Okay, so that's how I would leave the bite stage. Now, how would I actually play the minigame? Well, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta somehow make the computer able to track two elements. This element right here, this thing, your target line, and this right here, where you are currently, okay? So over here is this, over here is this, over here is this, over here is this, and over here is this. So how would I get the computer to track these elements? So something I see in common for all 5 of these images, right, is that the area that I am controlling is always vertical or up and down, basically, from a blue color thingy, okay? See what I mean? So you see this blue thing here? The blue will always tell me where it is. So that is what I will work towards to, okay? So for now, I'm gonna create a new script real quick. So all these are just like old copies of the GPO macro. I can just delete them. Actually, I have another folder. This is a new folder that I made. So let me just show you the folder real quick. In my AutoHotkey folder, I have right here GPO fishing macro 7. This is where I copied over. I created a new folder and I'm gonna be using this, okay? So I'll create a new file real quick. I'll name it GPO fish macro, not valid. GPO fish macro v macro 8 or something dot py Python. So in this code, I will ask my AI bot. Okay, I'm gonna switch the agent mode, right? Sonnet 4.5 is the paid one. It's also the most strongest coder. Okay. If I want to do something simple like creating a GUI, I would use Haiku. Okay, Haiku is a lot cheaper and it's way faster. So I'll ask Haiku, create me a GUI. Make sure create me a GUI. In the GUI, have the elements start/stop on F1. Okay, I'm gonna go in game real quick. I'm gonna press the F1, F2, F3 buttons to see if they press anything. So F1 doesn't do anything, F2 doesn't do anything, F3 doesn't do anything. So these are safe buttons that I can use. F1, change area on F2, and exit on F3. Add a rebind button beside all of them, and make sure okay, a rebind button beside all of them. Create in the script somewhere a main loop that will be toggled on and off by the start/stop hotkey. Change area will be a toggle not implemented yet. Exit will force close the entire application. Will basically force close the application, even if it's in background. Okay, so I'll read my thing. Create me a GUI. In the GUI, I have these elements: start, stop, change error, F3, add a rebind button. Okay, make the GUI resizable. Add in scroll functionality to the GUI. Add in. Okay, I'm not gonna add in different tabs here. I'm just gonna. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna paste. I'm gonna attach this Python file so it knows to work in this Python file. So Haiku is the fastest model, so it'll just run through really quickly, basically. But if you want to do more of the backend, more of the complicated work, you have to use a better model, something like Sonnet. I would recommend Sonnet over here, 4.5 or 4. I don't really recommend GPT for this or Gemini. I mostly use it to just ask it questions. I mean, Gemini is more reliable than GPT, but I would suggest Sonnet if you have it. Okay, so I created a script. I'm just gonna right click and run the file in Python terminal and see if it is what I want. So right now I see, yep, this is basically what I want. So if I rebind this, okay, okay, so right now there's a lot of these like message box thingies. I want to get rid of that. So I'm just gonna say, remove all the message box prompts. Just make it work without these confirmation boxes. So I don't really like that it like prompts me and I have to click all this. So I'm just gonna ask it to remove all that. Also, this information thingy, I don't really want it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. So I'm just gonna type here, get rid of the information part of the GUI. Add in a checkbox that when ticked, keeps the GUI always on top. So I'm just gonna ask you to make a few changes real quick. So I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna run it again after it's done making its changes. So I'm gonna run it real quick. Let's see, there's scroll functionality. If I click off, it will go in background. If I click always on top, it will be always on top, as you can see, like so. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna, this is a pretty solid start to the script. What else can I do now? Let's test the force exit. Okay, the hotkeys do work. Okay, so here's what I need to do now. I need to identify the main loop. Where is the main loop in this code? Rebind, create control, load settings, save settings. I can't really find the main loop. I can't read Python. So a toggle macro right here, it affects main loop thread, or main loop. I see right here, main loop. So this is the main loop where I have to actually make the whole macro, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make the change area thingy. How I would use the change, or how I would like implement the change area is, I will ask it to make, okay, basically, if you watch the how to macro everything tree, that is how I would start. But because I already made one that works, I'm just going to use a reference from somewhere else. So let's see, this reference.py is, what is this reference for? Green. Oh, this is my GPU macro v7, I think. So I'm just gonna, okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to use another box. So I kind of want a better box than the GPU one. So let me run the GPU macro real quick to see if the box is like unboxing. Oh no, this is Iris. Hold on, let me get my old GPU macro. Forgot where I put it. Auto hotkey, GPU 7, z.py. I'm gonna paste this over here real quick. Let me run this real quick. Okay, if I press F2, this is the change area box that the GPU macro uses. So this is pretty reliable for now. Yeah, this is pretty reliable. So this is the box that I'll be using, okay? So if you don't have something like this, you would just generate it from scratch. That's how I created that box. I generated it from scratch by telling it what I want it to do. But because I have this, I'm just going to use this, okay? So in here, in the change area hotkey, okay, since I'm doing more of like the backend stuff now, I'm going to switch the model to Sonnet 4.0. In the change area hotkey, make it use z.py's area selector. Toggle on equals have the area selector come on. Toggle off equals have the area selector save the coordinates and go away. Make sure it's okay. Save it to GPO settings dot JSON or GPO settings 8.json. Okay. I'm just gonna create a new config file. GPO settings 8.json. Okay, that'll send it. So this is the GPU settings JSON. I'm going to go delete that real quick. Process.txt is here, color.txt is here. Okay. So let's let it run. So right here it says it can see how it can see how the area selectors work in p.py or z.py. Somewhere here it's able to read the code. I can't read the code, but it can, like the AI can read the code. So I'll let it read the code. I can't be bothered to read the code. So I'm just gonna let it read the code real quick. Okay, so there we go. It seems to be created. So let's test it out real quick. So I'm gonna right click, run file, press F2, it'll create this box. If I move it here, and press F2 again. Press F2, yep. If I move it here and full screen it, F2, yep, it seems to work. So let me close the macro and run it again. Does it save? Yes, it saves. Let me check the settings folder and it's right here. Okay. So there we go, it works fine. Run it real quick. F2, the box is here. Yep, everything works fine. So here's what I need to do now. I have to test if the, I actually don't have to test this. Okay, let me try something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll probably just ask the user, okay, end user issue. So right now I'm going to work on another part of the macro. I'm going to work on it being able to detect these elements. So the first thing I gotta do is actually identify the colors of all these elements. I gotta identify this color, the green color line here, and this black color line here, or maybe even this thing here. So I gotta identify all these colors, okay? So how I can identify these colors is I can go to, okay, let me create a new, I'm just gonna restart from scratch. I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna call it colors.txt, okay? So in this color, I have to identify blue color, right? The blue color, the white line, the black area, okay? And then on the right sidebar, I gotta identify green line and gray area. So these are the colors I have to identify, okay? So how I will identify it is I would use this color.py thingy here. If I just run it, right, it just tracks the color on my cursor, as you can see. But I'm just gonna delete this color.py and I'm gonna create a new one because you probably don't have this. So I'm gonna ask it, create me a color.py file that when ran will loop print to terminal only one print line, the current color of at my cursor. The current color at my cursor. It's for future processing. Make sure that, okay, I'm just gonna label it this way. So create me a color.py file that when ran will loop to terminal for future processing. When I press escape, it will stop the script. Basically, let me see what color was last found. It'll stop the script. Okay, it will stop the script and force close the application. So I'm just going to ask it to generate this for me real quick. I'm going to use the Sonnet 4.5 model because this involves a lot of backend stuff. But basically for a very simple stuff, you would use Haiku. But right now I'm going to use Sonnet 4.4, 4.5, the strongest one. I don't want this to fail, that's why. So it has created the color script. Let me run it real quick. As you can see, I can see my cursor color. The RGB, this is 24. This is 31. This is 24. This blue here is 210, 192. Yep, pretty solid. This color changes. Okay, so this is what I'll be using to identify the colors, okay? So right now I'm going to colors.txt, right? And I'm gonna start identifying these colors. So first off is this blue color right here. I'm gonna run colors.py. I'm gonna go here, and as you can see, I'm gonna use this selector tool. I'm gonna select this color right here, and I'm just gonna right here. So this color is, yeah, it's 85170.255. So I'm gonna press escape. I'm gonna copy this whole line here and paste it under blue color. Now the white line. The white line should be simple. I just run colors.py. I find the white line now, this one. And it's, yep, it's 255, 255, 255. It's the whitest line a white line can be. So for the black area, I'm going to use the middle of here because they're all the same color. So here's how I check if they're the same color. Sometimes they look the same, but they're not the same. I will select the color, right? I won't select the color. I'll just like drag it along as long as it's all the same color. See how all this is the same color? It's all 255. So that's what I'll be using. Press escape real quick. Save that right here on the black area. And then now for the green line. So I'm going to create a spacing here to know that this is the other one. Okay, for the green line, I'll be using this line right here. This color is 0. Is that right? Sometimes you gotta question it if it's right or not. Yeah, apparently this is right. So I'll press escape. Paste this here. And the gray area will be this thing here. So I'll just run color.py again. And then this gray area is, let's check if the color is all the same. Yep, the color throughout is all the same. So I'll just press escape and copy this color right here. So now that I have my colors, I have to make the macro identify these colors, okay? So in the macro, I'm gonna start splitting it into sections, okay? Change area, toggle selector, okay, main loop. In the main loop, I'm gonna ask Sonnet to create something for me. Create 3 functions, basically 3 stages of the, okay, wait, let me check my coding again. Process. Stage 1 would be before casting. Yeah, stage 1 would be before casting here. Stage 2 will be the middle stage of waiting for byte. So this is stage 1, this is stage 2, and this is stage 3, the play minigame, okay? Okay, I'm gonna ask the macro to create 3 stages of the main loop where it'll just run sequentially. Because some parts of the code gotta make the macro go to other gotta go back to the start. So the first function would be precast. Second will be waiting. And the third one will be fishing. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to make this real quick, okay? So I can work on different sections of the macro. Okay, so right now it seems to be created. Yep, right here. So I'm just gonna keep this. Oh, color.py. I think I did the wrong file. Not GPL fish macro 8. So right here, there is precast, waiting, and fishing. So if I scroll down a bit, it should be somewhere down here. Or maybe somewhere up here. Yep, right here. These are the 3 stages. So for precast and waiting, I will not do anything for now. I'll only edit fishing stage. So in the fishing stage, this is what I want you to do. Okay. In the fishing stage, I want it to take a screenshot. For take a screenshot, I would use MSS. Okay, it's called MSS. It's basically a library I can show you right now. Python MSS. Right here. This is the library that I'll be using to take a screenshot because it's a super fast cross-platform multiple screenshot bullshit thingy, okay? So that's what I'll be using. I want it to use MSS to take a screenshot for future processing. Remember this will be done in a loop in milliseconds. So it'll take a screenshot first. Yeah, it'll take a screenshot first. And then once it takes that screenshot, okay, once it takes that screenshot, identify the color this, the color this one, and just print to terminal if color exists or not. So one loop of the main loop equals one print line. If one loop equals one print line. And then I'll switch back to here and I'll send it. So that is what I want it to do for now, to see if it will do its thing, okay? Okay, I just realized I've been muted the whole time, so I'm just gonna cut all that out. Okay, so right now I have it edited in the script. So the way it works, right, is that it will just find the color. If it finds the color or not, it will return found or not found, okay? So in the code right now, I'm running the main loop. As you can see, I am running the main loop. If I press F1 on my keyboard, the loop is stopped, F1 is start. So I'm going to stop it real quick. Macro stop, I press F1, it starts the macro, and then I cast the rod in the water. And now I'm just going to wait. Does it change to found if the color is on the screen? That is what I want to identify. If it doesn't change to found, then I have to figure out how to make it work. Okay? So if this doesn't work, nothing will work. Okay, so right now the color's on the screen and it does say found, see? And then the moment the color's off the screen, it says not found again. So perfect, it's working just fine. So I'm going to start the macro, I'm going to press F3 on the macro, it's going to force exit. Okay, there you go. It did not force exit. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this, copy and paste here, and I'm going to ask it to fix that issue. So right now, if I run the macro, and it's over here, if it's in background and I press F3, it does say exit, but it's still right here, I can still see it. So I'm just going to paste it right here. It says this, but I still see the icon in the taskbar until I click it. Click it, then until I click it. Then it fully closes. So I'm just gonna ask it to fix this issue real quick. So there you go, it probably made a few changes that needed. Okay, so let's run it real quick. If it's in background, I press F3, it closes properly. Okay, so that is how you would make the first start thing. So another thing I'm gonna make, right, is that in the macro, if I start the macro, I can still turn on this thing, see? I don't want to be able to do that. I want them to not work together. Make the start/stop and change area mutually toggleable. So if change area is on, you cannot start the main loop. And if the main loop is on, you cannot turn on the change area. So that is something I want to fix real quick. I do not want to be able to run it while this is on. Okay? So that's why I'm going to make it modify real quick. Another thing I gotta do is I gotta make settings for all this. But I'm gonna do settings at the very end. Settings are always done at the end, so you don't mess up the macro halfway. So let's test it real quick. If I start this thing, Yep, cannot start while the area is like this. So I turn it off and start this. Yep, everything works fine. I cannot toggle either or. I have to turn off one to turn the other one. Okay, so here's what I gotta do now. What I gotta make is, now that I know that the blue color is there, right? I need to identify the most middle. Yes, I gotta identify the most middle point of this blue. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask the AI to, what can I ask you to do? How do I identify the most middle of this line? Probably left, right, middle. So okay, I'm just gonna ask the AI to do it. After finding the blue, so right here in the main loop, fishing stage, after finding the blue, return me the middle, the most middle of the x coordinates of the blue. So while it does that, I'm gonna go get my arrow script that I created a while ago. It's in idiot proof right here. This is the reference that I've been using to make all the arrows. Look, I can't reference so pies already. I'm just gonna copy idiot proof. So right here, idiot proof. This has the best arrow. This file right here. Paste. Okay, so right now when the blue color is found, it calculates the middle x coordinate, average of all the x position, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's run this real quick and let's test it out. So how I would test it out is, let me just like set this always on top real quick. Actually, I can test it on this thing here, right? So I can test it right here on this thing. So I press F1, the middle is 1591. If I move it around, you see how the middle starts moving around? So the middle starts moving around. So that's how I can tell that the middle actually works. Because it finds the most middle point. Like right now it's over here. When I move it here, it's like on this bar right now. See the big jumps? That's because it moves the thing. Okay, so right now it's on here. Now to actually confirm that it works, temporarily set up a arrow function that will point at things. I will tell you to add and remove it a lot in this code to debug stuff. Use idiotproof.py as a reference on how the arrow system is supposed to work. Make sure that at the end it's easy to remove, because I do not want these arrows for final release. There you go. So now what I want you to do is make it point at the middle x coordinates that is found. Just put it above the area selector box, pointing down. There you go. So make it point at the middle x coordinates that is found. Just put it above the area selector box, pointing down. So that's what I'm gonna make it right for now. So it's just using a bunch of references that I wrote already. Like all these overlay debug system that it's very easy to remove, because I told you to make it easy to remove. I can just delete all this and there should not be any issues. Okay, so now that it's done with that, wait for it to finish typing and then send this one. Make it point to the middle x coordinates that is found, just put it above the area selector box. So what I hope to see is that when I start running the macro, it will actually point towards the middle of this blue color. If it doesn't do that, I can't continue. So I'm just gonna let it work this shit real quick, and I'm gonna run it. Okay, so right now if I press F2, the area is somewhere here. I'm just gonna make this a little bit taller so that the arrow appears up here. And I'm gonna press F1. So right now you see how there's a red arrow. The red arrow points towards the middle of the blue color. The reason it's pointing here is because the area selector is actually like, you know, this one and this one. So the middle point is like over here. But if I make this smaller like so, I'm just gonna make it the length of at least one thing. Yep, one thing only. So it can't fit two in one. It can't fit over here, so I'm just gonna make it a bit smaller real quick. There we go. So just one thing. Now let's test it out. So if I press, wait, let me just zoom out the thing a bit. Make sure that it only fits one box at a time. Yep, this thin strip works. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it to center, press F2, press F1. Right now it's not finding the color. If I move it in, it will find the color. And you see how it tracks the color? It correctly tracks the middle of the color, like see? It like tracks it pretty nice. That is the logic that I want basically. So now that I have the color tracking works just fine, I would stop the script, press F3. Now I gotta, okay, now that I have the color, I'm gonna extend this real quick. What the code can do is the code can take a new screenshot of this area right here. It's pretty hard to do. But basically, all I want the code to do is take a screenshot like this. So I want it to take just a single strip of the image right here. And this is the image that I will be working with. You can't see, okay, I'm just gonna expand it real quick. This is the 1 pixel image that you will see on the screen, okay? So this is what I want. Looks retarded, but it's what I want. So that is what I'm gonna be working with. This strip of image. As you can see, this is just one line of the whole image. So what I can do now is I can ask the macro. Right here, PNG, color mask, animals. Okay, right here. Say, if it finds the color, I want it to crop the area, crop the original MSS that was taken. Do not capture a new one. Just crop the current existing one to be the full Y height and just that one singular X pixel at the middle. Talk to me first. Don't edit. Confirm what you understand. Okay, so I'm going to ask the bot to confirm that it knows what I want it to do. Okay, so right now it says, when the blue color is found, use the existing IMG array, the screenshot already captured, and crop it to extract the vertical slice, full Y height, single X column. Yes, that is correct. So that is what I want you to do right now. Okay, so it's, my phone just rang, give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So, done. When the blue color is found, it crops the existing EMG to a vertical slice, middle, the crop slice. Okay, let's find the crop slice real quick. Yep, crop slice right here. Contains the full white height and only 1 pixel. Okay, so appreciate I actually don't care about that. Okay, so right now I have this. This is what I see, but just one singular pixel. What I needed to do now is to identify the top and actually no, I don't have to do that. Top and bottom, BGRA. No, okay, I can work with this image. So with this image, what I have it to do is I need it to find. I need it to identify this white line, okay? So what I can make it do, right, is I can go over to colors.py, copy this white line. Actually, no, I can't just copy the white line. Okay, I gotta crop it one more time. So once I have this image, I gotta crop the top out and crop the bottom out, okay? These two portions out. How I can crop it out is I can make it do this. In the colors.py, I take this color, the black area color, and I ask the macro. Once it has this cropped slice, I need you to identify the top and bottommost color of this color. Use the arrows to point at it from right to left. Just put it on the left side of the MSS, pointing at both the top and bottommost of these colors from only the 1px slice. There you go. So once it has cropped this slice, I need you to identify the top and bottommost. So what I mean is that once I get this PNG, find the topmost color, this one right here, and the bottommost color, this one right here, and point an arrow towards it, like this. This is what I want you to do. Just point an arrow to the top and the bottom. So now that it has done that, let's see if this works first. So how I can test if it's working is I just run the macro real quick. Press F2, put it here, press F1. And right, okay, I gotta zoom in a bit. There you go. Macro loop stop, press F2, set it to here, press F1. So as you can see, it follows the top and the most bottom of this color. See? Right now. Yep. The top is here, the bottom is here. So now that I have that, I can just stop the macro real quick. Okay, now that it has the top and most bottom, I need to crop it one more time. Now, make a second crop. So basically, crop the cropped slice again to just the most top and to keep the one x coordinate pixel, and the top y will be the top color found, and the bottom y will be the bottom color found. Read back what you understand before you make edits so I can confirm you know what I mean. So what I want you to do basically is take the top image here, take the bottom image here, and crop the image again. So just delete the bottom part, delete the top part. That's what I'm saying. So let's see. Take the existing crop slice, which is 1 pixel x full height, crop it again vertically using the gray colors position you found. The new color will be the same one height, and the range will be the top y to the bottom inclusive. So the results will be a smaller vertical slice. Yes. Okay. So what it will end up with is, it will end up with this image. I will just delete the top here. It will end up on this color. And it will delete the bottom here. And it will end up on this color right here. So this is what it will end up with. So I'm just gonna make it, okay, when I run the script, if the PNG isn't found, just screenshot one of these super cropped PNG for me. Just one time. Just one time thing. One time thing. Okay, so it's just gonna, I'm just gonna make it screenshot one of these like pixel thingies and see if it is actually what I intended it to be. Okay? So now when the gray colors are found, it will save the finals. Okay, I don't care. Run the macro. Press F2, put it right here. Press F1. Okay, deception, wait, will be removed from pillow image. I don't know what all this means. So I'm just gonna copy and paste it here. Make sure I don't click keep. I kind of want to remove this after I take the image, so I'm gonna be prepared to click undo. Then I fix the changes, no clue what it changed at all. I'm just gonna press F2, put it here, F1. Press F1 again, F3, and let's see the debug size. This is what it sees. Look at that. It sees just 1 pixel, and this is precisely what I want. So now I'm just gonna say, okay, I got the PNG. Remove the PNG stuff. So hopefully it removes all this debugging stuff. If it doesn't, then I have to manually remove it. Okay, let's see. It removed it, the top one over the bottom one. Yep, there we go. It removed it just nice. So now that I have this PNG, this is the precise slice that I gotta be working with, okay? Yep, there we go. So this is the slice that I'll see. In essence, this is what it sees. Just 1 pixel. So now what I gotta do is, I gotta make it track more things. So I'm gonna run the GPO fishing macro real quick. Press F2, put it here, make it smaller a bit, press F1. Okay, right now it's the red arrow for the middle. The two top and bottom is the green. What I gotta do is I gotta make it track the white color in the middle. Okay, so how will I track the white color? It's very simple. Make it track. Okay, no. Instead of make it track, I gotta tell it precisely. I'm gonna copy this color right here. Then I'm gonna come to the macro right here. At the very end, there's a final slice. After it finds the final slice, make it search for ping. Make it search for this. Let's see. Do I make it search for RGB? Let me think about this real quick. Okay, make it search for this color. Make it find the topmost of this color and the bottommost of this color. Then return the height of it in pixels. Also draw an arrow pointing to it from the side, like from outside the MSS to the middle from outside the MSS. Okay, so here's what I gotta make it do. Make it find the topmost of this color and the bottommost of this color, so white, and return the height. So basically, find this pixel right here. It's just 3 pixels tall. And yeah, that's about it. And return the height. Enter. Okay, so it did a bunch of dog shit. Let's test it real quick. I gotta run this Python file. Put it right here. Just gonna make it big a bit. Like so. So I can drag it up and down. F1. So right now, you see this arrow right here? This arrow is pointing towards the white line. I don't know if you can see the arrow, but the red line is up here. The green one is down here for this one. Green is down here for this one. And the cyan arrow points towards this like white line. So yeah, that's perfect. If I move it around, it tracks precisely, see? So yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna stop this real quick. I'm gonna tell the green arrows are on the wrong side of the MSS. They're on the left side. I kinda wanna move it to the right side. My OCD is a bit struggling. So yeah, just make some changes real quick. So I'm just gonna run this real quick and then F1. So right there, the green arrows are on the correct side now. So if I just move it to this image right here. See? This green arrow's on the correct side. Okay, I'm gonna move it a bit bigger like so. There we go, see? So they precisely follow this thing. So if I move this up and down, it'll follow. Okay, so now that I got the white line and I got the white line settled, now I have to identify this section. This is the hardest part to settle. There are a few conditions this can be in. If I want to identify just the biggest instance of this color, okay, if I say just find the top color and the bottom color and find the middle, the thing is, what it will do instead is it will find the topmost instance, the bottommost instance, and then get the middle. This is the middle. This is not what I want, okay? So another thing I can do is I can make it find the biggest group of this color. This is the biggest group right here. And find the middle, correct. But an issue with this is if the line is splitting the colors, the biggest group, there will be two groups. There will be this group and this group. The biggest group is this one and the line will be here. See how that's wrong? So what I have to do is I have to make it find the biggest group of this color with an allowable gap of the height of the white color thing. Okay? So what it means by that is if it finds this group and this group is being split by 3 pixels, it will consider it one group. That is what I have to make it do right now. That is also the reason why I ask it to find the height of it in pixels. So what I can do, right, is I can make it do this. On the final slice, right, I gotta use this color, black area. On the final slice, identify. Why is my F key like bugging out? Do I have a macro on? Hold on, let me just fix my keyboard real quick. Identify the biggest the biggest group of ping. Remember that it's only one X horizontally. So the biggest group of it on the Y axis. If this group, if the color, allow a color split, allow a pixel gap of, I gotta find where the pixel gap color is. Allow a pixel gap of the white height times 2 times 2. So if the color is just separated by, like, let's say 6 pixels, it's considered one group. Then for the biggest group, draw an arrow pointing to it from the right to left, pointing to the middle. Okay, send. So with this whole thing, what I want you to do is, you get the original image, you find the leftmost, and you find the middle point of this blue color thing, right? You extract this information. You find the top point, you find the bottom point, you crop out the bottom and the top, like so, and you end up with this PNG, just only 1 pixel, like this. You end up with this, okay? And with this, you find the white color point first. So now that you find the white color point, you group all of this color into like big chunks of groups with an allowable pixel gap of the white line itself. So there's one group here. Okay, there's one group here. There's two groups here. There's a third group here, and there's a fourth group here. Now that you have four groups, identify the biggest group, this one, point an arrow to the middle point. You do all that to find the gray color. So let's see if this works. Right now it's summarizing history conversation because I've been talking to this bot for quite a very long time. It has to summarize. If not, it will just eat up my prompts basically. So if I show you my account right now, this is my GitHub account. Because I'm using Sonnet, it's right here. It's being paid. I think last month when I was making all the macros, I got up to $80. So if you want to do this for free, don't use Sonnet. If you want to do this for free, Gemini. Okay? But Gemini sucks, as I'll be real. So that's why I pay for Sonnet. So right now, you add in the logic to find the biggest group of color 25, 25, 25 in the final slice with gap tolerance based on the white height and draw an arrow at the middle of the biggest group. Okay? That's what it'll do. That's what I hope it does. So let's see what it does. Okay, so right now I think it's bugged. It's been working for quite a long time. So what I'll do is I'll copy this prompt, I'll stop this, I'll paste it in, and I'll send it again. Like that. Because it should not take that long. Because it's been going on for quite a while. So I'll just let it go again. And see if it can identify what it needs to do. Okay, so I think it's done with its thing. I'm just gonna wait for it to finish generating the final piece. Yeah, it seems pretty solid. Search for the dark color. Find the y coordinates where it exists. Group dark color pixels with gap tolerance of height times 2. Same group within gap, blah, 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 new group, blah, blah, blah. Find biggest group. Convert to screen coordinates. Draw an arrow pointing to blah, 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 blah. Okay. Got it. On the right, yellow. So it'll be yellow color this time. So I'm just gonna wait for it to finish working first before I continue. But for right now, I think it runs. Let's test it real quick. Press F1. Color not found. Okay. Then if I open up my PNG, if I put it right here, color is... Hold on. Scroll to the right real quick. F2. Make this smaller a bit. F1. I see the top, I see the right, I see the right. I think the color thing broke. Gray found, color found, color found. Did it break? Let's see. Oh no, it's because I'm not zoomed in a lot. If I zoom out way too much, I think it doesn't work if I zoom out way too much. I have to zoom in quite a bit. So let's run it. Okay, I see yep, it seems to track just fine. So I can see the green arrow at the top, I can see the green arrow at the top, I can see the cyan arrow pointing to the white. I can see the yellow arrow pointing to the middle of this. So let's test it in-game right now. So I think it's bugged right now, so I'm just gonna let it keep running. How I'm gonna test it in-game is I'm gonna just throw this route real quick. I'm gonna open up the GUI, I'm gonna always on top real quick, press F2. Let me just set this to... Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a bit like this. Because I do gotta zoom in a bit. Because if it's too far zoomed out, if it's zoomed out all the way like this, it's not gonna work, let's be real. So I'm just gonna zoom in like this. I'm gonna wait for the thing. Okay, I'm gonna put it right here, like so. Yep, this seems fine. So I'm just gonna put it right in the middle. Make sure it moves around a bit. Okay, I'm gonna press F2, press F1. As you can see, it tracks the elements correctly, see? The cyan is here, tracking the white line. The yellow is tracking my control bar. The green and the green is tracking the top, and the red is tracking the middle. So it tracks in real time, just nice. So now that works. So I'm just gonna catch this fish real quick, just to get the fish. Okay, there we go. What I gonna make it do right now, let me see if it's finished. Okay, it's not finished, so I'm just gonna stop it real quick. I think it's bugged out. I'm just gonna draw this and say move the arrow to the right side. It's on the wrong side. So I think it got bugged out, but it basically made the edits that I wanted to make. So sometimes the AI gets overloaded. I think because it's morning now, a lot of people are using the AI. Just gotta wait for it to run. Okay, so while it does that, I'm gonna go get my comet reference because I'll be using comet this time. Cause the GPO thing that I used was not comet. The GPO thing that I used was I think it was 675 logic. So this time I'll be using comet logic. So hopefully it's more accurate. So I'll be using comet z.py. So this reference is actually the old GPU. Old GPU. I'll delete z.spec real quick. And I would use this for a reference. So this is comet. I'll name it comet. Let's check the file size. This is not comet. This is not comet. This is definitely not comet. Comet is a bit bigger than that. P. Yep, P. This is comet. Let's check. Yep, 20,000 lines. This is definitely comet. This is comet.py. So I'll be using this as reference. So I'll just label all these references. Comet.py, idiotproof.py, oldgpo.py, or GPO7. GPO7.py, idiotproof and reference. I don't know what this wait, this is not. What is this? Isn't this idiotproof? No, this is GPO. Then what's reference.py? Reference.py is idiotproof. Is idiotproof also idiotproof? Yeah, idiotproof is also idiotproof. I'm gonna do reference.py. Okay, there you go. So I think the code is overloaded. So I'm just gonna let it I'm gonna let it sit for a while before I come back to it. I'm just gonna go pause the OBS and go watch YouTube for like a few minutes. Okay, so I'm back. I think it ran through fully. It seems to have made some changes. I'll just test if these changes work. I'll run this real quick, open here and press F1. Yep, I see the arrow on the right side. If I move it around, it follows the thing. Okay, so the yellow is pointing towards the middle. This is pointing towards the white line. Green is pointing to the top. This is pointing to the bottom. And then the red is pointing to the top. Okay, there we go. So just undo that real quick. Okay, press F3, close that. Yeah, it's stuck in an infinite working. I'll just stop there real quick. So what I gotta do now is I gotta actually make it do the fishing logic. This is the hardest part. This is where you have to use your strongest AI to use, okay? So usually if you're first starting out, you don't have any reference code, like you have not generated anything before, you just go to Gemini and you just ask it questions. Hey, yo, I have these two coordinates, right? Right, yeah. X1 and X2. X2 equals the game, the target I gotta make X1 go to. Got it, yeah? X1 is user control. But like the thing is, it only has two states. Either accelerate left or accelerate up or accelerate down, bro. Wilted rose. So yeah, so like yeah, the thing also like has no friction. So the fella just gotta move and stuff, yeah. And X2 also moves around where it goes where it wants to set face. What kind of system can I use on Python to like get x1 to x2 all the time in real time? Question mark, smile. Let's see. Yo, I totally get the vibe. You're dealing with a classic double integrator problem. Since you can't blah, 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 use the bang bang approach. Simple. Since your input is binary, accelerate up, there's more direct method. Basically, check, am I behind the target? Accelerate up. Am I ahead? Accelerate down. So this will not work. The reason this won't work is because it will overshoot the target. So I won't use that. PID controller, PD controller. All or nothing. Blah, 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 proportional derivative. This is the PD. Blah, 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 blah. This is basically what I use. Okay, so this is what I use. PD controller thing. Python implementation. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I got a rough idea of what I want to do. I want to use a PID controller. It's what Comet uses. Okay, Comet has some logic somewhere. What is bugged out over here? Yeah, I'm not gonna read any of that actually. Giga Sigma phase. What the fuck is Giga Sigma? Control system. Control system. System. Fish. Yeah, I've no idea where in this code is the control logic for it. There is quite a long code. What about here? No. Not here, not here. What about this? Fish top, nope. What about this? Execute fish stage line. Yeah, this is one of them, basically. It uses uh uses a bunch of dog shit. But basically this is what Comet uses, okay? So what I'm gonna do in the macro is I'm gonna make it very simple. Okay, it's not gonna be very simple, but basically, at the end, after it finds the middle of the gray area and the white line and the white middle, this is what I need it to do. When the white middle y coordinates is higher than the gray area middle y coordinates, it has to hold left click for it to go up, for it to decrease the y coordinates of the gray middle. When the white middle y coordinates is lower than the gray middle y coordinates, so if the white coordinates is lower or higher in code sense than the gray coordinates, I have to hold left click for it to decrease the y coordinates of the gray middle to go towards the white middle. When the y middle coordinates is greater than the gray area middle y coordinates, it has to release a left click for it to increase the y coordinates of the gray middle to go towards the white middle. Gray middle. The user controls the gray middle basically. And there is only two states it can be in: accelerating up or accelerating down. No other states. Like no stop movement. You can use comet.py as a reference for how it handles a similar a similar scenario but on the x-axis. This current GPO fish macro 8.py works on the y-axis. Okay, run it and let's see what it does. It's gonna probably take quite a long time, I think. Okay, so right now it's like doing the stuff that it needs to do. Comet.py is a reference. Okay, it's reading comet.py right now. Okay, red line's 9440. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'll use Win32 mouse event with okay, good. It's using Win32. I do not like PyAuto GUI. So it's using Win32. Yep. Okay. Calculate the gray middle y coordinates. I thought you already did that. Huh? Wait. Self debug. Middle of the y sections. Calculate. No. What I meant by a gray area middle is like the biggest group of gray here, the middle of that one. There's already an arrow pointing to the coordinates. Coordinate. There you go. It placed it at the wrong place. It has to place it after the thing. Gray middle means like the biggest thing, not like the whole average gray, because that would be the wrong thing. There's already okay, so it you remove that shit right there. It moved it. It's gonna move it to the bottom. It has to. If it doesn't appear here, I know it's wrong. Like it doesn't. Yep, it appears somewhere down here. Let's see if this works right now. So this whole system, I gotta tell it. This system is a bang controller type. It does not work well because of overshoots and stuff. Use comet.py as a reference on how it handles this frictionless system. Because this is pretty straightforward. All it does is host left click or release left click. Like, it's not complicated. It's so simple, you see? It's just this line. So I don't think it'll work. So I'm gonna ask it to use comet.py, like the actual logic. Velocity based percentage release tracks the velocity of the resistance to different percent. Okay, I don't know what that means, but yeah, whatever that means. Yeah, you do you. Wait, velocity based percentages release? Wait, no. You're reading the wrong part. Read the code that handles the actual fishing stage, not the casting stage. Pretty sure Comet has auto cast as well. Remove the thing you just changed. Yeah, it's not supposed to. This is the wrong part of the code. Yep, you gotta remove that. It's not supposed to do all this basically. all this is a part of the casting stage, not the actual fishing stage. If you remember your old code, then you would know that it's wrong. So you gotta be careful when using references. Sometimes it hallucinates the wrong reference. So make sure you know what you're looking at. Okay, so right now it's reading the thing. It seems to be okay. Found the PD control logic. Found the PD control. Proportional derivative. Okay, binary control signals. Otherwise release. Let me implement this. Okay, so it's reading the correct part of the macro now, or the correct part of the code. So let's see if it adds it in the correct part. Because dot gray. Yep, over here. I see it correctly. Lines 560. Yep, down here. Go keep this real quick. Let's see. Search for text clear arrow. Okay, whatever. Let's see the structure. Control logic needs to be added before the return true statement. So return true statement is like down here. Yeah, down here. So it's correct so far. It added in if middle white in locals and biggest group in locals, KBKD. Okay, KBKD terms are here. Error, blah blah blah, KB derivative. Time is not included, so it's gonna add the time constant later. Self error last, blah blah blah, time delta, da 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 da, C types windows. C types. Oh no, that's Win32 API. So I'm gonna wait for you to do the imports real quick. So I'm just gonna click keep, and then okay, there's no time imports, and I say fix the imports. Fix the imports. There we go. So there's time and there's C types. These two imports clearly don't work. So you add in the missing. Yep, C types and time is here. Okay, there we go. So there should be no issues with the code now. Let's test if it works. If I run this, and if I go in game and I cast the rod in the water, press F2 real quick. Let's see. Does it do the correct logic that I want it to do? So this is where the box was. I think I just leave it there. Don't think with it. Okay. Black screen. Good. Screenshot. If there's a black screen, I have to press 2 and press 1, I think. Okay, if there's a black screen, I have to temporarily disable the macro, I think. Okay, wait, let me check some logic real quick. When I'm casting the rod, when I catch a fish, can I cancel the fish catch? Am I able to do that? Okay, right now I gotta wait for it to catch a fish. If I press 2 on my keyboard, I can cancel the fish catch. So that is how I can counter the black image. So whenever I find the black image, I have to cancel the fish catch. That is something I have to add, and there's something I'm going to be doing later on. So I'm going to put this right here. Yeah, I'm going to put this right here for later on. Okay. So right now what I gotta do is, I gotta work on, okay, I gotta test out the thing that I made. So let's cast it real quick. When I catch the fish, does it do the control logic with the PDKD shit, basically? So let's test out. F1. So it tracks, but clearly it's not working. So let's go check what it sees. This is the logic that it sees right now. Okay, wait, let me read the code real quick. Released error -180 control. Okay, released error. I think the inputs are flipped. Reverse the hold and releases. Yeah, I think the inputs are flipped because of the way I typed, the way I told it how it worked. I think the inputs are flipped. So I'm gonna ask you to just switch the control signals real quick, and then let's test it out real quick again. F1, throw the rod in the water, and hopefully it moves the thing. If it doesn't move the thing, it doesn't work. Let me just press F2 and move this down a bit. Okay, F1. And as you can see, it moves the thing to the white. There we go. So let's try it again. Throw it. Let's wait for it to process. Come on, do something. There we go. It keeps the... Yep. Can the white bar move around? Okay, it moves and it follows. There we go. Just nice. So, the main part of the code is settled. The hardest part to do. That is settled. Okay? What I gotta do now is I gotta make it start looping. Okay? So how I would make it loop is... how can I... Okay, what can I do now? So after it's done with that, what I need to do is... in the fishing stage, in the waiting stage, in the precast stage, fishing, self-def. Okay, here's what I can do. in the fishing stage. Okay, let me just like right here. In the fishing stage, when it cannot identify the color blue anymore, it will exit this fishing stage. So basically, it will stay looping the fishing stage for as long as the color exists. So in the fishing stage, when it cannot identify the color, it will exit the fishing stage. It will loop the fishing stage for as long as the color exists. That seems about right in logically speaking. When the color is there, fish. When the color is not there, leave the stage. Send. Right here, return true, exit stage at the beginning, fishing stage. Done. The fishing stage will not look at it as long as when the color disappears, it will exit the fishing stage and restart from the beginning. Okay, got it. So right now, what I gotta make it do is I have to work on the waiting part. Actually, I'll work on the casting part first. Okay, I have to work on both of them together. Casting is very simple. Hold left click, release left click. Done. So what I can make it do, right, is I'm going to put the casting stage inside waiting itself. So in waiting stage, make it... Okay, before I do all that, I need to make some cursor position selections. So I'm going to start working on the GUI selection, okay? So in the GUI, right quick, I'm just going to tell it, okay, in the GUI, the three hotkeys are way too spaced apart in like their own boxes. Can you just make it one line per hotkey? One line per hotkey, 3 lines max in one area. Basically, minimalize it, like cleaner. I gotta work on the GUI a bit. I need to make it a little bit more compact. Press F3 real quick. I'll wait for you to make changes. Okay, there I go. Run the file. Okay, this is more modern, more clean. Okay, so now I gotta make it say add in a new section called... Okay, add in a new tab. This tab will be for everything related to casting. Yep. So add in a new tab. This tab will be for everything related to fishing. Add in a new tab. This tab will be for everything related to pre-cast. Before you cast, basically. So in total, I want to see 4 tabs. General, casting, fishing, pre-cast. General will be the hotkeys and the always on top. Casting, leave the other 3 tabs empty for now. So I'm just working on the GUI section. I think, yep. Okay, do all that real quick. Press F3. Let's see. It will modify the GUI to use a notebook tab interface instead of the currency component. Yep. Do all that. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so there we go. It made a few changes. Keep. Now if I run this thing, there are some tabs here. Okay, so here's the important part. In the casting section, here's what I gotta do. For casting, add in a... Okay. General tab, GPU settings. Make the toggle state of always on top save in the settings. In casting, add a point, add a button where it will be like water point, and if I click on it, it will let me click on another part of the screen to save the coordinates for water point, then save it to the settings.json basically. Okay, so at the bottom where will be the water point, if I click on it, it will let me click on another part of the screen to save the coordinates for water point, then save it to the settings.json. Yep, good enough. So while it does that changes, I'm gonna actually go read the code real quick. Down here, I need to find the KPKD shit. So right here, this settings, I'm gonna highlight it, move these settings to be controllable in the GUI under the fishing tab. Make sure it saves and calls from and to the settings JSON. So I'm just gonna wait for it to do its stuff. I'm gonna try to identify any other issues that could pop up. Let's see. No, okay. Done with that. Pinput. I think I have pinput already. What's this pinput? Pinput. Pinput. I don't see pinput up here. I'll just let it run. It probably work. Pip install pinput. Whatever. If that's an issue, then you'll find the issue later. For now, I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to identify the issue. So I'll let it move all of that into the GUI. So if I run this real quick, I should see in casting there is the water point. If I click this, yep, water point set to any point. Yep, okay, water point saves. So casting also here. If I turn this to 1, if I check settings, it's 1. No, it's not 1. See, it's not saved. So let me run it real quick. Open up the settings folder. Always on top. Turn it on. Water point updates. Fishing. I have to press enter for it to work. Or can I just like click out of it? Yeah, I can just click out of it. Yeah, as long as I click out of it, it works. So wait, what if I change this to 1, then I click away from it? Yep, that works as well. Yep, as long as I click out of it. Okay, so that the logic works fine. Casting logic. Picking the water point works fine. General, let's see, that's always on top. I just deleted it, undo that, real quick, run. Always on top is true, so it was set to true. Yep, false and true. Okay, so all the settings do save. Now for casting. Casting is a very simple process. I move my mouse to the water point, I hold left click, and then I release left click. It's as simple as that. Okay, so in here, what I'm gonna do is, actually, moving mouse in Roblox is not so simple. To move your mouse in Roblox, you need something called a WinAPI mouse event, move 1 pixel down. If you set cursor position, on your screen it will set, but on Roblox it won't actually move. So I don't really have to explain this. I mean, I will have to explain this if you actually want to use it, but in essence, you gotta move your mouse relative down by 1 pixel, just like 1 pixel down, okay? That's what this does. So I'm just gonna say right here, remember this for later on. On Roblox, to move your cursor, you need to set cursor pose, then use relative mouse movement down by 1 px for Roblox to register it. So I'm just gonna tell it that for now, so it knows, okay? Okay, you remember it for now? So I'm just gonna go find the part of the code where it says def waiting. Or precast, no, def waiting. So in def waiting, here's what I gotta make it do. Let me check it real quick. Casting. Casting will be in the waiting stage. Okay, so right now in the casting stage, what I want it to do is, in the GUI, in the GUI, in the casting tab, add in a delay in milliseconds, defaulted to 1000, yeah, 1 second. 1 second. This delay, so basically it's called cast hold duration, 1000 ms. Make sure it saves and calls to settings. Okay, cast duration, after I release it, waiting, yep. And then add in timeout. Add in another delay called fail catch fail catch timeout or recast. Recast timeout defaulted to 30 seconds. You know what? I'm gonna change it to seconds. 1 second. 1 second. Defaulted to 30 seconds. Make sure it saves and calls to and from settings. Okay, send that in. So basically what I need is, I need the duration. Okay, if I hold left click, wait 1 second, release. That's what I need. Another thing is I need to wait right now. This is the timeout stage where it's trying to fish up a fish and maybe it won't catch a fish, but I'll just leave it in this stage basically. So once it fails this stage, press 2, press 1. So you can like recast the thing. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna wait for you to do which thing. Okay, got it. Thanks. Bye. So I'm gonna wait for you to register. There we go. Update cast timing. So done at the 2 settings. Let's run and let's check it out. Okay, I see the 2 settings here. I see the cast duration hold. And I see the recast timeout in seconds. So yep, it add this in milliseconds, in like 10 intervals basically. So there we go. Water point. So I'm gonna go set my water point real quick. My water point is just like at the top of my screen here. So I'm gonna click that point real quick. Okay, it's time to get to the actual casting logic. The casting logic, I remember it's somewhere up here. Okay, waiting. In the waiting function, move step 1. Do a few steps. 1. Move cursor to water point from settings. Use the anti-Roblox cursor movement tag. 2. Hold left click. 3. Wait for the, forgot what it's called. Wait for the cast hold duration. 4. Release left click. 5. Do a constant MSS scan of the area set in the my brain settings. Dodge on. Okay, do a constant scan of the, make sure, okay, only when it finds the colors. Okay, only when it finds the colors in this one, this one, this one, this one, all 3 colors, it will allow it to continue to the next stage, fishing stage. If it does not find the colors for the duration of recast timeout, then it will just reset the main loop. So go back to precast. Yeah, go back to precast. Okay, yeah, seems pretty solid. Go back to precast. Enter. Okay, so right now it's summarizing conversation history. It's a pretty long chat. So yeah, it will of course do that. So I'm just gonna pause the OBS real quick and go watch YouTube or something. Okay, it's done summarizing. So let's see. I'll implement the waiting function with cursor movement, casting, and color detection with timeout. So let's see if it works. So I'm just gonna read what it does while it does it. Okay, never mind. It did it already. Okay, let's see. Move the cursor. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this. Step 1. Okay, this is correct. A small duration for cursor register. Okay. Movement down by 1. Okay. Hold left click. Done. Wait the cast duration. Release left click. Okay. Scan for all 3 colors. Start time because time. Wait. Blah, 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 blah. Scan for colors while self is running. Okay. Time. Time. Blah 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 blah. Take MMS. Sahur. Color. All 3 colors. Okay. If loop fails, exit due to its running being false. Returns false. Okay. So this should do something. So if I go in game right now, make sure I reset, hold my rod, press F1. It will move my cursor to the water point and cast the rod. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so now it's on the 30 seconds timeout. If it doesn't find a fish in 30 seconds, it will not continue. But if it finds a fish in 30 seconds, it will continue to the next stage, which is, okay, right now, it continued to the next stage. I can see that my cursor is all the way at the top. Okay, maybe... Oh, I see another issue. It's detecting the white over here. Right here. So if you stand on like the left side of this, there should be no issue. You see, that's where the common bait is. So I just gotta stand right here for now, so there's no issue with that. So let's cast it again. And let's see if it does its tangy tang. So it's going through the 30 seconds of timeout. And then it will find the ting ting tong tong saru. Okay, right now it sees that the color is on the white, but the hook is all the way at the very top of the screen. So that is not intended mechanic. I'll press F3 real quick. Let's see the logic. Proceeding to fishing stage. White found. Okay, great. Chasing. Okay, right here. Okay, right here what I'm seeing is after it finds the color, white found, it does the PD chasing one time. And then it moves its cursor back to this point. So I'm just gonna highlight this point. I'm gonna highlight the issue right here that I see. After it, copy this, paste it here. And then I'm gonna tell you the issue that I identified. After it ends the waiting stage, it goes into fishing stage. But then the fishing stage is supposed to loop forever until the blue color is not found. It seems to only loop one time, then restart. So that's what I found the issue. So right here in the fishing stage, it's supposed to loop forever. I see the issue. Fish function is like called once it's continues to. I need to add a loop. Okay, so it's adding a loop feature right now. Okay, right here it added the loop feature. Okay, small delay between fishing scans. I just gotta tell it the fishing scans should have 0 delay. There we go. Add that in. Let's just remove the delay, so it's the one thing here. Okay, keep that. Okay, now let me check the actual fishing logic. As long as I don't find a delay in this, it should be solid. Yeah, I don't see a delay in this. Okay, so let's test it out now. So now that I identified the looping issue, let me check if the logic is correct. Right down here. Main loop. Not self-fishing. Break the loop. Okay. I think it will fine. So let's try it out. I'll just stand here, put my box here, press F1. I don't know if it cuts to the raw or not. I can't tell. Can I move around? I can move around. So let me stop you real quick and press F1 again. Oh yeah, another thing I gotta do is I gotta make it focus on Roblox before it does that. Because look, if I'm not focused on Roblox, it will try to click on Roblox and it won't do anything. So I gotta make it focus on Roblox. So I'm just gonna make a very simple thing in the precast section. So in precast, def precast, do this only once. Focus on Roblox in this section. Once per main loop run. Only once focus on Roblox. This is to prevent any like dog shit. So I'm pretty sure there's already a logics in this for like the GPO macro. So let's check it out real quick. So def find Roblox blah 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 blah. Win find Roblox blah 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 blah. Focus on Roblox blah 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 blah. And it should only try this once, right? Once per main loop cycle. Okay, how does it only do that once? I don't see the logic in here. Main loop is structured. Oh, no. Precast has to be called every single has to be called every loop. It's just that only this specific focus Roblox has to be called once. So that's an issue that I found. Precast has to be called every single loop, not just once, because I will be adding other things to precast. It's like the devil fruit storing or the buying of the what's it called? The thing. Okay, so I think it made the changes. Let's check it out real quick. If not focus Roblox, do it all once. Okay, that seems pretty solid. So let's try running it once right now. So if I run it once, right, and I just press F1, wait, let me just close it real quick. If I just press F1, it should focus on Roblox automatically. There, as you can see. Works just fine. So let me just run it once and see if it auto catches the fish. Okay, so there we go. It seems to have caught the fish just nice. It even tracked the fish. So let me just close this macro real quick and I have to add in another change. at the end after I catch the fish finish, let me do a manual count to see roughly how long it takes before I can cast the rod again, okay? So the moment I finish catching the fish, I have to see how long it takes for me to be able to cast the rod again. So right now, I gotta wait for it to actually catch. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna manually finish catching the fish. Okay, I suck at this minigame, holy fuck. Okay, so it caught the fish. Let's see, 1,000, 2,000, about 2 seconds before I can actually cast the rod again. So here's what I'm gonna do. Run this right while, and then in the fishing section, right here. In the fishing, okay, in the GUI, in the fishing tab, under add in a new thing called fish caught or fish end delay defaulted to 2 seconds. Make sure this and saves and calls from the settings. Okay, there you go. So just add in a 2-second delay real quick to the GUI, and then I'll add it to after the fishing stage real quick. So right here in the fishing stage, I actually don't know where it is. That's my main loop. My main loop right here, fishing stage. Right here. So I'll just type after it ends the fishing stage. Make it wait for the fish end delay from settings. A delay. Yep. So I highlighted line 860 something, 891 I think. Yeah, right here. So after it ends the fishing stage, make it wait for fish end delay from settings. There you go. So I'm just gonna put in a fixed delay here so that it gives it enough time before it continues on to its next stuff. So it doesn't do its thing, you know? Fix that shit. So while this runs, I'm just gonna go watch YouTube, Barry. Oh no, I ran already. Oh no, it's reading. Okay, I'm just gonna go watch YouTube. Oh no, it's already done. Oh no, it's ending stuff. Okay, I'm gonna watch YouTube. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Got full on my table. So right now, it did all its changes. Let's check it out in the GUI. Fishing. I see the delay here. It's a delay of 0 to 10 seconds. That's fine. Then I'll just run this thing. Make it wait for the fish and delay from settings. So, gotta make these changes. Right here. Nope, not right here. Right down here. Wait for the fish and delay before restarting. Okay, good. Wait, should I put it here? Let me think about it. I think it's fine. If not, self-running break. Else continue. Self-waiting. Continue. Whatever, I'll run it. Okay, let's check if it works. F1. Focus on Roblox for me. Throw my rod in the water. It'll catch the fish for me. And then it'll wait 2 seconds before it restarts. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the whole loop is completed. So that is the basics of how to make the whole GPO macro. So now I'll continue adding the other things basically until it's like good enough. So I'm just gonna leave the arrows there actually. I'm not gonna remove the arrows. I wanted to remove the arrows, but I think I can just leave the arrows there. I mean the game is slow enough compared to fish. Fish is quite fast. Okay. So now what I gotta do is I gotta add in the fishing is done, casting is done. I gotta add in precast. Auto buy bait. Auto drop fruit. Okay. Before that, precast, I gotta make in the auto rod select. Yeah, auto rod select. So in the waiting stage right here, I think somewhere up here, forgot my, I'm just gonna def waiting. Yeah, right here. Before I do all this, I'm gonna make it press 2 and press 1. So actually, now that I think about it, if I end the fishing stage, okay, never mind, I'll work on that later. But for now, I'm gonna make it press 2 and press 1. Instead of press 2 and press 1, I'm gonna make it Okay, I'm gonna work with the GUI real quick. In the general tab, add in let's think about this clearly. I need it. What if I make it click on it instead? So if I make it click on 2 and click on 1, that should solve a lot of people's issues, like with keyboards and shit. So click 2, click 1. Click 2, click 1. Okay, add in 2 points, basically. Like similar to water point. Add in rod point, rod in hotbar, rod in hotbar, and something others in second item in hotbar. So rod in hotbar, second items in hotbar. No, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. I have to make you press 1 to 3. Because the thing about the hotbar, right, is that if you catch a devil fruit, your hotbar changes. See? So I have to make you press 1 to 3. So I'm just gonna put this up here, put this row here. Okay. Add in a drop down selector for 3 things. For 2 things. 1. Rod hotkey. 1 to 0. Defaulted to 1. Okay? 2. Anything else hotkey. 1 to 0. Defaulted to 2. In the general tab, adding 2 points, adding 2 drop downs. Adding 2 drop downs. Drop down selectors for 2 things. Rod hotkey, anything else hotkey. Boing. So leave that running for a while. It's gonna take quite a while. Okay, there we go. It did its thingy thing. So I'm just gonna press F3 real quick. I'm gonna run this macro. No, it's not done. Let me check what's next. Okay, go ahead, check what's next. Okay, GUI already added. Let me check if the update meta is blah 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 blah. Do his thing. Meta doesn't exist. Okay. Has been added. Okay, it's been added. So if I run this, in the general tab, I should see number hotkey right here. Number hotkey, drag this down a bit. 1 and 2. Rod hotkey 1, anything else hotkey 2. So if I go back to dev waiting, right here, when it first enters this stage, can I press 2 and 1? Yeah, I can press it instantly basically. Yeah, okay. It's this stage. Press the anything else hotkey. Then press the rod hotkey. This is to ensure the rod is selected. Doing. There we go. Okay, so it will press 2 and then press 1. So I'll just keep that real quick and let's run the macro and let's see if it works. So if I press, okay, right now I don't have the rod selected, okay? If I press F1, okay, I'll press F2 again. If I press F1, okay, stop. Press F3 real quick, run the macro, press F1. Focus roadblocks, press 2, press 1. It did not press 2, press 1. So that's another thing I gotta fix. So run this macro, press F1, 2, 1. Okay, I gotta add more delay. So I'm gonna increase the delay to 0.5. How about that? So it takes 1 second to hold the rod again. F1. So 2, 1, and then cast the rod. Okay, F3 again. Let's test it out one more time. Run the macro. Press F1. 2, 1, cast the rod. There you go. Okay, so that part is done. So let me just wait for it to catch a fish real quick. So I gotta wait for it to catch a fish real quick. Come on, catch a fish real quick. Okay, right now it's catching a fish. So after it caught the fish, it will wait, press 2, press 1, and cast the rod again. Just nice. Okay, there you go. So the select rod function works fine. Okay, the GUI is a bit too small. Like you see, I'm gonna make it a bit taller. 0x 64. Right here, I'm just gonna make it like 500 or something. Let's test it real quick. Yep, it's a little bit taller, so I can see a bunch of dog shit more. Okay, so now what I gotta do is in the general tab, I got my auto selector rod. Now I'm gonna make it by the bait. So I'm gonna just stand right here, run this Python file, and then I'm gonna go in precast. In precast, add in a checkbox on by default, and a checkbox on by default. It will be labeled auto by common bait. If it's unchecked, if it's checked, a section will appear for it in the GUI. If it's unchecked, the section won't appear. Also add in a checkbox off by default. It will be labeled auto store devil fruit. Same thing with the sections for it. Just leave both sections empty with filler text or something saying it's for what checkbox. Okay, so in the precast, add in auto by common bait, send. Okay, just let it run. So I'll just wait for it to run. I'm gonna just pause the micro and eat my breakfast real quick because it's 9 a.m. I've been doing this for like a few hours now. Okay, I'm back. Just ate my shit and ran this shit. Okay, so let me just continue real quick. Okay, so it implemented the system. So let's check if the systems work. So inside the precast section, there should be, yep, I see that there. It's a bit scuffed, but in essence it works. So if I close that and run it again, it should just label out properly with like 2 sections. Okay, there you go. So 2 sections work now. What I gotta do is I gotta figure out the logic for auto buying. So the logic is very simple. Okay, it doesn't matter if I hold my rod or not. Okay, alright? Yeah, it doesn't matter if I hold my rod or not. The logic is, I'm gonna write down the logic right now. This logic is done. Now the current logic I have to do, 1, press E. Okay, then wait for okay. Press E. Wait for 3 seconds around. Let me check. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Yep, 3 seconds is a safe bet. Okay, wait 3 seconds. I'm gonna put this. Just wait 3 seconds. Step 2, press yes. So step 2, press the left side. Then wait 3 seconds. Okay. I'm gonna make this as long as I need to. 3 seconds. Okay, then press middle. Press middle. Wait 3 seconds. Step 4, type number. Wait 3 seconds. Step 5. So if you type number like 9, then press left. Press left. Wait, okay. So wait 3 seconds is pretty fixed. I'm just gonna like put a gap here. I don't really gotta label that. So press left. And then press middle. Press middle. But what if the situation becomes where I want to try to buy a bait, right? And I buy too much of the bait. See, above max. And I press middle and it doesn't exit. So this is another situation. So in that case, right, what happens was I press E, correct? Press left, correct? I press middle, correct? I type number, correct? I press left, correct? Now the press middle here failed. So on the 6th step, I actually gotta press right. So press right, and then press middle. Okay, so now in the situation where I only buy one bait, left, middle, type number, left, right, middle. That works fine. So now let me test something. If I hold the rod, can I cast the rod? No, I can't. So that's pretty safe. That's a safe bet. Okay, there we go. So this is the logic that I have to follow. Press E, left, right, all that shit, okay? So right here in the Python blah blah blah, I'm gonna put it in the precast section. I'm gonna tell the bot, in the auto by common bait settings, add in 3 points. 1, left point. 2, middle point. 3, right point. Similar to water point, where it will have a button that I click, then I click somewhere else on my screen. to save the coordinates for future use. There we go. So I just got adding these 3 points to the code real quick. I'm just gonna add that shit in. This shit, TS. 4, 6, 7 these nuts. Actually, I don't know which file it's reading from. I think it's reading from my process file. I gotta read from the GPO fish macro 8. If it doesn't make the changes here, then something went wrong. But it should make the changes here. Okay, there we go. It made changes here. So it added the buttons and the thing. I'm just gonna click keep. I'm gonna run this real quick, and I'm gonna check the file. Okay, it broke here, so it's gonna fix the broken thing real quick. And yeah, 3 points. Let me do that first. Okay, let's let it do that first, basically. Okay, so it says that it has been added in. Let's check it out. Run Python file. Works. Precast is all here. So let's set the points now. Press E. Left point here. Right point here. Middle point here. So I set all 3 points. Press F3 real quick. Let's see. In the settings. Yep. Are here. Okay. So I got the 3 points set. Now I gotta make it do the actual auto buy feature. So inside the macro, I need another thing. I need how much bait to purchase. So in the casting section, the precast section, in the auto buy common bait settings, add in a loop count, or add in a how much bait to buy setting. Just label it loops per purchase, and loops per purchase, and set it default to 100. So 100, you fish 100 times and then you purchase that shit. So yeah, got that shit, okay. A spin box like other numerical settings. No, you don't need a spin box, but whatever, it does what it wants to do. I'll just let it do its thing. So while, okay, 1 to 1,000, yep. 1,000? That's insane. Okay, but it doesn't matter. So while it does that, I'm gonna actually start finding up the, okay, let me run this real quick and let's check it out. Precast. Yep, loops per purchase is here. And in GPO settings, it's not there. I think I gotta save it real quick. Enter. Yep, it's there now. Okay, there you go. So the loops per purchase is here. It's time to make the actual auto buy. So def wait. It's above waiting, I'm pretty sure. Yep, precast. So in def precast, at the end of precast, add in a section that will run if auto buy common bait is checked on. Okay, then while that does, I'm just gonna wait 3 seconds. I'm just gonna start like fixing up the process that I'll just copy paste in. Type number, the loops per purchase. Press middle, press left side, press E, dun dun. Okay, and then press E, press click, no press, click left side, click middle, click this, click this, click this. Make sure the clicks use the entire Roblox 1 pixel down movement stuff. Read the code for it. Read how the other clicks handle mouse movement. Okay, and then after that, okay, so default start loop is on 0. So when first ran, it runs. Okay, so when first ran, it runs once. Then it will set the loop to the loops per purchase. And then it will start counting down that thing until the next purchase. So if I set it to 100, it will only purchase every 100th loop, excluding the very first run. Like, copy paste that. So let's check it out. Check if all points are set. Else, click left point, click middle point, click right point. So let me just change out this logic real quick. So first I will check the process. Press E, click left, click middle, type a number, click left, click right, click middle, and then wait 3 seconds. Okay, wait, after I click middle, okay, E, left, middle, by what? 1,000, 2,000, 3. Yep, 3 seconds is a safe bet. 3 seconds is always safe bet. Copy this. Go here and just bomb that shell. You throw that whole bombshell in. Because right now I see that it just uses set cursor pose. So I needed to do the mouse event, move down by 1 pixel. If not, that shit won't work. So I'll let it run its thingy thing first before I check it again. So it should just auto purchase the bit, man. I'm telling you. So that shit works. Okay, it made a bunch of changes. I'm just gonna click keep. I'm gonna read it now. If equals 0, else blah 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 blah, else. Okay. Press keyboard release. E, left click, down, left click, click middle point, type the number, click left point, click right point, click middle point, done. Reset counter after purchase. Huh? Else. Oh no, else increment counter. Okay, else increment counter. Okay, so there we go. If I run this macro right now I'm standing beside the common bait purchase thingy. Right here. I'm just gonna stand beside it. I'm gonna press F1, it's gonna start auto buying that shit. F1. E, left point, middle, 100. Left point. Okay, the left point bugged out there. Oh no, it's correct. Right point and then middle again. Then wait 3 seconds. Press 2, press 1. Water point, cast the rod. I think it casted. I see my rod. It's the bronze color one. The shit rod. And then wait 30 seconds before it does its thing. Come on. Okay, just go. Okay, right now it's fishing. Okay, it's fishing. And then it catches the fish, waits 2 seconds, 1,000, 2,000, cast the rod again. Okay, the rod, I see my rod went out. The black color, bronze color, grey color wooden rod, it went out. Wait 30 seconds. Wait 30 seconds. Oh, I see another issue. It reset my rod because of the 30-second timeout. The 30-second timeout did not reset upon first launch. So I gotta fix that as well. I already know where the issue is. I'm gonna go fix it later. Okay, right now it failed. It failed. Go press F3 real quick and see why it fails. So the reason it failed was because a mismatch in states of the thing. Yeah, okay, so there's 2 issues I gotta fix. The mismatch in actually no, the mismatch I don't really care. It's a one-time thing. It doesn't really fail that often. But another thing that I gotta worry about is okay. After it does the 30-second timeout, on second loop around, it's supposed to reset that timeout again. Also, when it ends the fishing stage, it's supposed to reset the hold click so it doesn't hold click. Click for next run just in case there's a mismatch in states. Make sure that all the state variables are properly set before running the actual thing in the whole main loop. There we go. So I'm just gonna, since that's a pretty like risky change, I'm gonna make a copy of it just in case. So if I always need to, I can just revert back. Because I did give it a very, 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 very vague sentence to work with. So I don't know if it will change the right thing. But this is, I assume that it will know what I'm referring to. Because there's only 2 things that are 30-second timeout and like the hold click. So let's see if it's just the correct thing. Releases click if currently holding when exiting fish stage. Okay, there we go. Clearly bug arrows. Clear arrows when not. Okay. Fix the stage. The 30-second timeout already resets properly each time when it is called since start. Okay, good. So now that is handled. What I need to add in, okay, the auto buy bait is working, but let's test it out with with a different number. So let's test it out with 50. So let's try 50. Press F1. E. Left side. Middle. 50. Left side. Middle. Okay, right first, then middle. Okay, press 2. Press 1, cast. Let go. Done. F3. Okay, that's settled. Auto buy bait is settled. Right? Precast. Auto buy common bait is settled. Now auto store devil fruit. Ah, fuck, man. Okay, let's see. Fishing. Fishing is settled. Casting is settled. Auto store devil fruit has to be settled now. How do I do this? Hold devil fruit, click point, shift lock, backspace, shift lock. Okay, that's the process. Okay, so let me write down the process first. In autocast devil fruit, I need 1 point. Okay, autocast devil fruit needs 1 point. So in autocast devil fruit, in the GUI in autocast devil fruit, add in another point, coordinate thing, and label it as store fruit point. Okay, I need the store fruit point, so that's store fruit point. Yeah, that's about it. Enter. Oh my god, this shit's getting long. You might see, oh, the video length is like 2 hours. No, man, I paused the video so many times. It's like, actually, I don't know. You can see the start time. The start time now is like 10 a.m. I don't know what time I started at. Did I start this shit at like 7? I don't know, man. I'll watch the video back again. I feel bad for the guy who has to edit this. Yeah, I got a new fellow. I'm just gonna bomb him with this 2-hour video and see what he does with it. If it doesn't work, I'll just cut it myself. Okay, added store fruit point. I don't think the guy will get to this point. Okay, let's see. Run the thing. Precast. Store fruit point is there. Let's set the point. Hold the fruit. Set point. Middle. Okay, it's there. To store the fruit, I have to make it do a few things. The process is very simple. Oh wait, I gotta add in the store. What is this called? Hotkey. In the store, the auto store devil fruit settings, add in another drop down box with the options of number 1 to 9, 1 to 10. Default to 3. Label it as store fruit potential. Okay, no, fruit hotkey. Devil fruit hotkey. Enter. Okay. Do that shit. Yeah, store that shit. Store that fucking shit. Okay, I'm gonna press F3 real quick. Let the tang process the thingy ting. Okay, he added the update delphi. Okay, added the GUI settings shit. And it added it in. Let's check it out. So if I run this shit right here and I go to precast and I click this and I change it to 4 and back to 3 and I go check the settings, it's right here. There we go. Devil fruit hotkey is right here. So now what I gotta do is I gotta make the actual process itself. In process.txt, I'm gonna replace all this. Here. Make sure the clicks use okay. 1. Press the hotkey. So 1 is to press the devil fruit hotkey. Send devil fruit hotkey. Wait. 1000. Wait 1 second. 2. Click on. Wait. I just gotta see the previous message real quick. 2. Click on devil fruit store point. Or this one right here. 2. Click on this store fruit point. So 1000, 2000. Discard your heal in your inventory by equipping it and dropping or buy a fruit bag to store another. I don't know what that means. How do I open my bag? TMMBL. Oh, right here. Fruits. Heal. Equip. M. 4. Drop. E. Okay. 1000, 2000. 2 seconds is solid. Wait 2 seconds. 3. Press shift. Shift lock. Wait 500 milliseconds. 4. Press backspace. So if I hold the fruit right now and I press shift lock, oh, too far pick up. Let's see how long it takes. 1000, 2000, about 2 seconds. Oh, I'll put 1.5 seconds. 5. press shift again. So this is what it will do basically. After I cut the fruit, can I pick it up? Here's what I do. It'll press 3. It'll click this. It'll wait for a while. Press shift, backspace, shift. Boom! Solid. So this is the process I need to make it do. I'm gonna go over to GPO fish macro.py. I'm gonna find def. I forgot what it's called. Wait, I just gonna put precast. Okay, precast right here. After this thing, add another thing that will only run if the auto store devil fruit checkbox is ticked. So you should add it at the bottom down here somewhere. Oh. It's processing is shit. It's thinking that thing. I mean, it's right there. Just copy and paste it. Put it right there. Okay, it's right there now. So it has its thing here. Now it's very simple. I type the process out, copy here, highlight this. Boom. Send devil fruit hotkey. Wait 1 second. Click on the store fruit point. Wait 2 seconds. Press shift, backspace, shift. And at the end, at the end of this, after I press shift, backspace, shift again, I don't need a delay after shift. After I press shift again, I can just press 2 and select. Okay, there we go. Pretty solid. I think there's no issue. Send that shit. Roll that dice. Upload that thing. Let the AI the thing. Do it. Okay, so it's doing ting now. Let's see what it changed. Click on the store fruit point. Cursor pause. Click that thing. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Press the devil fruit hotkey to select it. Okay. Wait 1 second. Click on the point. Wait 2 seconds. Press shift. 500 milliseconds. Press backspace. 1.5 seconds. Press shift. Keep. Done. Now let's test if this works. Where is the fruit that I can... Okay. Kilo right here. Grab that shit. Stand beside the pelly bait. Make sure I'm on the edge here. Face the thing. Okay. And then I run that thing. Go to precast. Auto store fruit is on 3. If I press F1, it will buy the bait and then store the fruit. Go! Click on the left side. Click on the middle. Click on the mid. Type 50. Type that shit. 50. Click left side. Click on the left side, please. Okay, click on the right side now. And then click on the middle. Now press 3. Now click the store fruit. Okay? Shift lock. Backspace. Shift lock. 1. Cast. Boom! It works. Okay, now I let it run again to see if it will do the shift lock thing every single loop. Because I don't know when I'll catch it. I really don't know when I'll catch a fruit. Abiru. Man. Telling you. Shit is real. Okay, so it's catching that shit right now. It's catching that shit. Going up and catch that shit. Going down and catch that shit. Going up and catch that shit. Okay, it got that shit. Got TS. Oh, it knocked me. Oh, a shark ate your catch. Okay, I gotta move back a bit. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here instead. So, okay, press shift. Press backspace, press shift. Boom. Okay. So, I don't know why a shark ate my catch, but I don't really give a fuck about that. So here, I think it's mine. Okay, let me put the upgrade my keyboard. Okay, now press F2 on my keyboard. Stop that shit. Okay, so store fruit is done. I think. What else am I missing before I is done with this shit? Casting. F1, F2, F3 done. Always on top. On number hotkey 1, 2. Okay, casting. Water point. Cast duration. Recast timer. Okay. Fishing. KP, KD, PD clamp. Fish end delay. Okay, precast. Auto buy, auto store devil fruit, 3, 1, settings, save. Done! Loops per purchase, I default it to 100. Okay, there we go. F3. Now this is what, okay, now I gotta actually start making the thing. So I'm gonna copy this. Make this the default settings. But make sure all the coordinates, when first ran, it will generate this file, right? make sure that the coordinates are relative because these are all my coordinates that I set for 256 resolution. Woo woo resolution. Yeah. So on other make sure it generates correctly for others. Oh, but the that's fine. Okay, generate curly for others. So this is the default settings. Make sure all the coordinates when first ran it will generate this file, right? Make sure that the coordinates are relative because they are boom 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 bumbleclad. Okay, send. And another thing I gotta do is I gotta start adding in the anti-blackness. So how I would do this is I'm just gonna run the color.py real quick. Go check the color of this blackness. It's a 00000. Okay, so this is how okay I'm gonna start working on that shit real quick. Okay? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, okay. So now it's gonna work on the black thing. In the game logic, when I see black, I spam 2 on my keyboard. I spam something that's not the fucking rod on my keyboard. So that I don't catch nothing. It already does that, motherfucker. Okay, whatever. Okay, there you go. So now here's what I gotta do. The only 2 scenarios where it will be stuck in the loop is during the 30 seconds wait and during the fishing stage itself. But the only important part is the fishing stage itself. So I'm gonna go into the fishing stage real quick. Oh, the 30 seconds. Fish. The fish. Right here. Okay, so what I can do is after it exits, when it doesn't find the color, it will exit, and when it exits, it has to okay, when it casts the rod into the water. Okay, so before that, in the up here, what I gotta do is depth waiting right here, depth waiting. After it casts the rod into the water, it does the 30 seconds timeout here. So right here. If let's say okay, during this scanning phase, if it ever finds that half of the MSS pixels half of the MSS image is just the color. This is the game's anti-cheat feature or anti-macro feature. If it finds this, just make it enter a loop of spamming the not rod key, spamming spamming this key like once every 250 minutes ago or something until it's not the color anymore. Then if it's not the color 000 anymore, just make it go back to the start of the main loop. Also add this check during the fishing stage itself. What I mean by during is after it ends. Cause like the fishing stage will end when it doesn't find the blue. And that blue cannot appear if the screen is just 000. Which means I after it ends the fishing stage, always do a check for if the screen is half 000 at least 2, and if it is, just spam the point key every 250 seconds until the screen is no longer this 000 color. Alright, just give it English paragraph, let it type its shit, and then it'll come back after it's summarized. Okay, I'm just gonna oh my god. Okay, I'm back. I just came from watching YouTube and the thing finally summarized. So it's like reading that shit right now. Okay, at the end of the else statement. Okay, this is the correct place to edit. Another place to edit is up here somewhere, I think. Yep, during here. Check black screen text. Okay. Def anti-handle macro thing. Okay, I'm reading it. Check blah 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 blah. Okay. And during the middle of this, while self is running, check anti-black string MMS crucial. Okay, this one, check if it's self-handling, blah blah blah. Reach the false, just pretend wherever we can. I don't know what I read. I'm just pretending I know I read. Okay, check. Yep, let's go do this thing. Okay. Handle anti-macro screen. Def enter handle macro screen. While self is running, check if not self is running, blah 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 blah. Else is blah 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 blah. Okay, I don't know what this means. Or check, okay, check black screen here. So it will check black screen, blah 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 blah, if returns black percentage greater. So it will return false and it will finally exit the loop. Okay, so that is all correct logic. Roughly correct logic from what I'm roughly seeing. I don't really know how to read it precisely, but I roughly can understand somewhat what it's doing. So I'll just let it run. So after it's done with that, I'm just gonna sit here. What is Gomu over here? Gomu over here. Just drop that shit in the water. Okay, I'm just gonna stand right here, stand with the common bait, and then I'm gonna stand right here. Like beside the common bait, like so. Or like some people can just stand on top of the common. Wait, can you stand on top? Yeah, you can stand on top, but I'm just gonna stand right here. I see a body here. Grab, drop, horo, grab, drop. Okay, just go get all the fruits around here. But if you're in a private server, you don't really have to stand here, but like, yeah, you get the idea, okay. So I'll add an anti-macro black screen detection thing and it's still working. I think it's bugged out now. So, I mean, sometimes it bugs out like this. Like, it seems to have added everything. Like, if I run this, there seems to be no straight up issues. So I'm just gonna pause this right here. Have you completed the tasks? Just ask it real quick, because I think it bugged out. Like, I see the code is working fine, but it's just, I'm asking if it completed stuff. Yep, it seems to have completed everything. It was just bugging out in generating like the summary. Okay, so let's test the final version of the macro. Auto store fruit is on, fishing on, water point on, stand right here. Okay. Okay, now I gotta make another thing. When I press F1 to run the code. Okay. When I start the main loop, make sure to minimize the GUI to background focus Roblox right here. Background before this focus Roblox thing. Make sure it only runs once, by the way. Actually, no, I don't have to handle it here. I can handle it in the somewhere up here, but okay, I'll just leave it. Then when I stop the macro, bring back up the GUI. Enter. Let's go. When I start the main loop, minimize. Make sure it runs once. When I stop the macro, bring up the GUI. Another thing I gotta do is I gotta make it so that it like highlights the zone that it's seeing. So I'm gonna just copy some references from GPO7 right here. So if I run GPO7, I'm not gonna run it actually. Somewhere down here there should be there should be green outline. Yeah, right here. Show scan outline. Hide scan outline. Yeah, something like that. Show like scan outline. Okay, by the way, when I run the macro, I wanna see like an outline of the area. An outline of the area that is being MSS scanned. Okay, so this is like a risky prompt. I'm gonna just make a copy paste real quick to see if it actually can do what I task it to do. Okay. So I think it's bugged out right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this, paste, copy again. Because it should not take that long just for like a small message. It's probably bugged out. Either that or it's overloaded. I might have to restart. By restart, I mean I might have to like go watch YouTube while I let this like sit in the background for a while. So I'm just gonna go watch YouTube while I let this run in the background for a while. Okay, so the issue right now is that I'm pretty sure I cluttered this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new chat for this. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you to read and understand this code. This is a new chat. It should not have any issues because I think the other one got a bit too long. I'll just ask you to read for a while. When I start the main loop with the hotkey, I want it to show an outline of the MSS area that is being screenshotted. Okay, let's just paste that in real quick. So let's see if it does that thing. The user wants to, okay, whatever, you just do his thing. So this is like, I have a backup here, so it's fine. It's a copy.py. This one is a copy.py or copy2.py. Just gonna expand this a bit so I can see it. So if anything goes wrong, I have backups, but this is basically a new chat, so it'll be a bit more risky. So I think it added the outline thing that I wanted to run. So press, I see the center is a bit different color. So I don't, okay. The center cannot be that 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 color. It has to be completely transparent or it will affect the color switches. There you go. So I think make some changes real quick. Run Python file F1. I think the color is reliable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually start running it real quick. Make sure everything is set correctly. F1 is gonna buy the bait. E. It didn't buy the bait. What's it doing? Okay, reset the state again. F1. F1 again. Is it uninterrupted loop? Okay, I think it might be an uninterrupted. Wait, hold on. There might be some issues. Okay, now we go. Let it run real quick. I wonder if this green border will have any issues. Because sometimes the colors might have issues. But I'm gonna let it run for a while. Okay, shift lock again to drop the fruit, and then you cast the rod. 2, 1, cast. Okay, let's see. Will it have any potential issues? I also have the anti-black shit running. I haven't tested, I can't really test it. Okay, so right now I don't see any issues with it. It seems to work fine. Okay, on second loop. It's trying to stall the fruit right now. Shift lock again. Okay, now cast the rod again. There we go. Second loop. Will there be any issues? Second loop does not seem to have any issues. A shark ate your bait. Okay. But it's fine. I don't really care if it ate my bait. It'll just cast again. Fuck that fucking shark, man. Bitch ass shark. Whatever. Okay, third one. Seems to catch just fine. Okay. A shark ate your catch. Bro, this fucking sharks. Is there a shark under the water I have to go kill or something? Or is it because I'm using common bait? And then like a trash ass fishing rod? Might be that. I might need to get a better fishing rod. Okay, catch another one then. Motherfucking shark. Okay, there you go. Catch another fish. So it seems to be working fine. Now what I have to do is I have to, okay, I think everything is pretty much settled. I'm just gonna control, okay. Is there anything that could potentially break if other users have different resolutions, like it's not like any hard-coded pixels or whatever. Just ask it to see some potential issues. Yeah, I see that the hard-coded parts are like the useless parts. I don't really have to care about them. Other than that, I think it's fine. Area selector size threshold, 10 pixels. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Minimum size, I don't care about that. Debug arrow, don't care. Debug arrow, don't care. Outline border thickness, don't care. Yep, don't care. Okay, so what I gotta do now is when I first run the .exe, okay, make sure the settings .json works even after I pi installer it into a .exe because of the file folder directory or whatnot. Okay, so I gotta fix that real quick. The settings folder, I'm pretty sure it's like it's a sys file. Yeah, right here. File path somewhere. I can't read it, but it's somewhere in here. Yep, right here. Okay. So what I gotta do now is when I first run the .exe, if it should check if the settings file doesn't exist. Setting file exists. If it exists, just open the GUI straight away. If it doesn't exist, make it do the auto subscribe. No, make it do the terms of use and auto subscribe from GPO7.py. The exact same process where it will open up a TO use tool screen, and if the user clicks no, it just exits. If the user clicks yes, it closes the terms of use, opens YouTube, click tab, click enter or whatever the logic was, then close the page, and then continue to open the GUI. Okay, so this is the final step. You can check the GPO7 logic. Like if I run this shit, right, you open up this thing. Terms of use, just click no. Okay, almost done. So right now this is the default settings, pretty sure. If I delete this and I just run it again real quick. I'm gonna wait for it to add the thing before I run it, because I need to test it without the settings folder. Then I'm gonna send this over to my friend Lin and ask him to test it for me. Let me go ping Lin if he's online right now. Is this guy online? Let's see. Add Lin, you free in a bit? Okay, so let's try it out. If I run this, terms of use. Everything seems fine. If you click yes, opens up YouTube. Okay, I see on my side screen. Tap, enter. Okay, and then you open up this. If I press F3 and I run it again, it didn't generate the file. Okay, I'm gonna click no right quick. After I ran it, it didn't generate the settings folder, the settings file. It only generates after I change the setting. To update, to trigger the update. Oh, this nigga. Oh, never mind. This lane is at work. Okay. Well, I'll ask him in like a few hours. When you free. So let's try. Run file. Yes. Open up the thing. Press. Enter. Close that. Okay. Open up this. And the settings file is right here. F3. Run it again. Yep. Works fine. Okay. Water point set. Casting set. Precast set. Auto sort level off. I'll leave this off for now. Turn it on. Turn it off. Okay. There we go. Everything works fine. Let's test it out. In the game, I'm beside the thing. Press F1. Yep. Works fine. Okay, that part is settled. Now what I want to do is I want to make every other changeable setting straight up whacked into the GUI. In the GUI, add in a fifth tab. Name it everything else setting, everything else tab. Literally throw every other configurable setting in here. Every single delay, whatever else that the user can change, anything and everything. Throw it in here and label it in a way that the end user will know what exactly it affects. You can be very messy with this section or very detailed. It's basically not meant for the for a normal person to enter. Okay, everything okay, literally literally everything else tab. Also, when they click on this tab, just show them a message box that says your don't change if okay. Click on this tab. At the top, bright red. Add the text. Don't change if you don't know what you're doing. There you go. Just like whack everything else into here. Everything. And before it does that, make a copy just in case. Oh, almost done. Everything. Whack everything in there. Literally everything. I'm telling you, throw everything in there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pause the OBS and just it'll take a while to run. Or like if you wanna see it run, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Like the video's like 2.5 hours on. Nobody's watching to here. I'll probably cut this out when I'm editing anyways. Wow, that's a lot of settings. Precast, pre-click, and tag. Yeah, that's a lot of settings. Yeah, it'll do its thing. It'll take a very long time. But I'm gonna go play some Battle Cats or something. Fuck this shit. Oh yeah, I think it's done. I didn't have to actually open my Battle Cats. Okay, let's see. It did this change and all these changes right here. And it oh wow, that's a lot of changes. Okay, whatever. Run the file. Now if I check the literally everything else tab, don't change if you don't know what you're doing. Never like drag it down a bit. Can I drag this down? Yeah, I can. Yeah, this is quite extensive. Oh, whatever. Let it do what it wants to do. Precast, fishing, general cast. Yep, everything works fine. Press F1, focus on that, buy the bait, and yep, everything works fine. Okay, done. Okay, now I want you to make a GPO fish macro 8 dot spec so I can run py in installer GPO fish macro 8 dot spec to make the .exe. Yep, that's about it. I think it created the thing. I'm just gonna like paste this here real quick. Let it run, it's run. Okay, so I think it's done with the thingy tang tang. So let me check my file real quick. In the auto hotkey, in the GPO macro 8, in the distribution, wait, hold on. I need to delete all of this. GPO fishing macro 8. Wait, let me get it all back real quick. I'm just gonna copy the naming scheme, label this 8. If I run this, wow. Okay, so it opened up this thing. I don't want that, so I'm just gonna go to the spec folder real quick. And console is false. There we go. Save that. Then I need to run the py installer. I gotta run this command again. So run this again, delete that. I don't want to see that console thingy. It's not supposed to be there. Nice. Okay, there we go. GPO macro 8. Copy this, paste that here, label that 8. Okay, copy this, go to like my downloads folder, pretend I downloaded it. If I run it, I click yes. Okay, it will do the, I see on my second screen right now, it's doing the thing. And then it will just go and open up the GPO macro. Yay! 2, 1. Okay, casting water points, set everything, set. I'll press F1. Right there, it didn't focus on the Roblox. It's not focusing on the Roblox. Okay, so I'm just gonna like click on Roblox itself and do it. Okay, F3. Double click this. This time I focus on Roblox myself. Okay, it works if I just focus on Roblox myself. So the auto focus on Roblox broke. So that's what I gotta fix right now. The auto focus on Roblox thing isn't really reliable or working well. I'm just gonna make a copy of this real quick, just in case. Focus somewhere here. Yeah, right here. This thing isn't really reliable. Or maybe because there's no delay. That could be it. I'm gonna make it at like a 1 second delay after it focuses on Roblox. So like, there we go. I think it's messed up. Stop. Send. Autofocus delay. Where is it? Okay. Then throw this into the GUI under the everything. What's it called? Literally everything else. Under the literally everything else tab. Oh, focus delay is right here. Also, there's two delays now. Okay, never mind. I'll just keep two delays in. And then I'll say when I make this installer.exe, sometimes it doesn't work. Why? Oh, okay. Just admin shit. I mean, it's not really important. Just go into the GUI and then just run it. But like right now, it doesn't matter. So okay, py installer GPO fish macro 8 spec. Just run that real quick. Yeah, I think. Is it done? Yeah, it's done. Okay, I'm back. Let me just run delete. Okay, delete this too. I'm just delete this one. Delete this. Copy this name. Label this 8. Copy this. Paste here. Run this. And if I press F1, yep, there you go. Focus on the Roblox. Okay, wait, I forgot to cancel this thing real quick. So let me try again. I go another place. Press F1. It did not focus on Roblox. F1. It did not focus on Roblox. Oh, it only runs once, bro. It only runs once. When I say only run once, I meant once per start/stop. So if I stop and run again, it's supposed to run again. Just not twice in the same loop when I didn't stop it. Oh, it's summarizing the conversation history. Whatever, I'm too lazy to wait for this to summarize. I'm pretty sure this is like a simple task to do. I'm gonna create a new chat real quick and just paste it here. The code should be working correctly, but when I run this and I press F1, okay, it'll focus on the Roblox and shit. But if I run it again, ah, okay. When I stop the script, it's still running the sequences instead of exiting immediately. Instead of resetting and waiting for it to start again. Like I press F1, then F1 again, it will still be doing the auto by common bake sequence. So that's the issue. Let me add checks throughout the sequences. can you check the whole main loop? Everything. Check everything basically. So as well as the devil fruit thing, the devil fruit store. I also gotta check that shit. So that was the fucking issue all along. Okay, okay. Better. So that was the issue. You also got, oh wait, and also was, okay, I think everything is settled. Okay, so let's run it again real quick. F1, F1, stop. 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 Yep. Exit up whenever. Yep, okay, everything works fine now. So let's run the Pi installer. Pi installer GPO fish macro 8.spec. Yeah, I think it's done. Let me just go check real quick. Delete this over here. Control C, delete, click Control V, paste, copy, paste, run. So if I just press F1, it will go into the thing. Okay, press F1 again, close that. Just get rid of this, go into another program. F1, it will go into the thing. Okay, it didn't press E on my keyboard. That's another issue. But it did open up another thing. Okay, wait, let me go into another program. So if I go here, press F1. Yep, it works fine. It's just you gotta focus on the roadblocks first. If not, there might be potential bugs. Whatever. Okay, good enough. Oh wait, let me test the whole fishing section real quick. Let me turn on auto store delver as well. Okay, run through the whole process, please. Okay, yes. Buy that shit. Yeah, yeah. Buy that shit. Cancel. Middle. Store fruit. 2-1. Shift lock, 2-1. Throw the thing. Good enough. Then I'll catch the fish. Nice. Fucking shock, man. Whatever. Okay, it's catching just nice. I wanna see what happens if it times out. So I'm gonna face my hand over there. I wanna see what happens if it doesn't catch, you know. It should wait 30 seconds then time out. Okay, so my rod is not in the water. It should wait 30 seconds, then press 2 and press 1. If it doesn't do that, then something went wrong. That is the 30-second failsafe. I'm gonna wait half a minute for this, bruh. Yep, it's doing the thing. Start the fruit, press 2, press 1, click. Yep, everything works fine. Okay, F3, finally to close it. This paint has served me well. Close that. And time to go to the GPO macro. So just in here, I'll just take this one, put it here. Add update ping, remake the GPO code. There will be a fucking 3-hour long video showing how I made it. Good enough. Okay, there we go. I think I'm done. Yep, that's basically how I made the whole fish macro 8 in front of you, made from scratch, except for the comet system, because the comet system has been made after like fucking weeks of prompting. So yeah, yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna click stop recording right now. Fuck this nigga. Probably can't say that. Should cut that out at the end.